10 at 10.
That is a live shot from Paris, France, where it's 5 o'clock Saturday morning. Emergency personnel still on the scene at a popular night spot that was rocked by terrorism. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
As many as 140 people are dead and many more wounded after a half a dozen coordinated attacks in Paris earlier tonight. Now, as Craig Boswell reports, it's the worst attack on France since World War II.
Terrorists launched a series of bloody attacks through Paris. The worst carnage was at the Bataclan concert hall, where gunmen held hostages and more than 100 were killed. Police stormed in and 3 attackers reportedly blew themselves up. A band from Palm Desert, California was performing at the time of the attack. At least one member of the band escaped and said terrorists flooded in through multiple doors. The attackers threw explosives at the crowd inside. Police say it was pure carnage. Gunmen also opened fire on diners inside a French restaurant, killing at least 11 people. American tourist Maddie Young was eating nearby and was hustled to the basement.
There were police outside the restaurant and stuff. After a little while, they locked the restaurant after we found out there were more people dead and hostages.
2 explosions rocked North Paris near the soccer stadium where France was playing Germany.
When I looked up to the sky after I heard that loud bang, there were no fireworks, and that's when I knew it had to be something pretty serious.
President Francois Hollande was quickly evacuated from the stadium. He went on television to declare a state of emergency and took the unprecedented step of closing the country's borders. President Obama pledged his support.
It's an attack not just on the people of France, but this is an attack on all of humanity.
So far, French authorities have not identified the suspects.
Paris's prosecutor says 5 terrorists have been neutralized. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says there is no known or credible threat against the United States, but police departments in several large cities are beefing up security out of an abundance of caution.
Law enforcement continue to look into allegations against several students in Hillsborough, North Dakota. Police Chief Ray Weber confirmed to Valley News Live that members of the football team are under criminal investigation for using illegal drugs and asking for, receiving, and distributing pictures of female high school students. The North Dakota BCI has been asked to assist in the investigation. Despite this, police and school officials are remaining tight-lipped on any further details.
There's nothing I can tell you at this time. The school was informed of some information, and we handled the situation with some discipline, and we have been educating our students on different issues like we do every year. And currently there is an investigation going on with the local law enforcement, and that's all I can tell you.
As that investigation continues, we wanted to find out in this age of technology what constitutes child porn. According to the Cass County State's Attorney, it's a complicated answer. He says it depends on the facts of the case, a person's age, what the image is, and who has the image.
Whether it's under the criminal law or just general principles, is probably a bad idea to take a picture of yourself naked and give it to somebody else. If somebody else gave you a picture like that, it's possible that it could be a crime for you to possess it. It's just a bad idea.
Burdick added that the most charges can be high-level felonies.
A 26-year-old Lakota, North Dakota woman who was reported missing yesterday has been found safe and sound. Kayla Ramsrub's family reported she'd been missing for 2 weeks. It was the power of social media that quickly found her. Apparently, an employee at the Grand Forks Days Inn saw the story about the missing woman on Facebook. The employee recognized Ramsrud as a motel guest and called authorities. Police say no crime was committed in this case.
A warning tonight for pet owners. A sugar substitute that's becoming increasingly more common in the foods we eat can potentially kill your dog.
It's called xylitol, and it's in products that you may have in your house right now, like peanut butter. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker shares how you can protect your four-legged friends.
Most dog owners know that chocolate is a no-no for their pet, but did you know peanut butter could be deadly to dogs too? That's because some peanut butter contains the sugar substitute xylitol, which is actually more deadly to dogs than chocolate can be, and in far smaller amounts.
We can't just make that assumption because it's safe for people that it's safe for animals.
Veterinarian Alicia Wisniewski says vomiting and lethargy are on a list of symptoms that indicate your dog might have eaten something with xylitol. If you notice these symptoms in your dog, call your vet right away.
The initial toxicity levels that we see when dogs ingest xylitol is it shuts down their blood sugar. So we see low blood sugar reactions, like if they had an overdose of insulin. If people are aware that it's out there, it's very preventable. Just don't feed your pet a product that has xylitol in it.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
Now, Doc, many other products contain xylitol, such as sugar-free gum. Dr. Wisniewski says that if you have products with xylitol in them in your house, make sure you store them where your dog cannot reach them. Well, adoption is a challenging choice in both ends. Now, one that can bring both heartache and joy to the lives impacted. Today, it's joy for a Woodworth, North Dakota family.
Valley News Team's Krista Boehm has a story of a twist on a wedding proposal that brought tears of happiness to a lifelong challenge of adoption.
What the hell are you guys doing?
It's a moment that always seems
Yeah.
to leave a girl
Seriously?
mostly speechless.
What?
A love story that has Rachel Moen's two most
that why
important
you're
people in her
freaking out?
life right behind her as it unfolds.
It's awesome. I get to share it with two people that I love, and I can call my mom. It's amazing.
Her mom, Deborah, and her other mom, Betty.
Did we do a good job?
Yes.
23 years ago, Betty had one child, and Rachel was on the way. And Betty knew she couldn't raise two kids and give them both the proper life.
So at that point, I just made the decision that the best gift I could do was give Rachel the family that I couldn't give her at that time.
After going through the village family services,
Yeah, right, I'll just move
Betty
my stuff.
found Deborah.
Betty gave us a priceless gift.
Rachel knew since she was 7 that her real mom was out there somewhere.
I tried to find her before I was 18, but that's obviously not going to work when you don't know anything.
5 years ago, when Rachel was 18, they finally reconnected. A different kind of love story that Betty wants to share to those scared of adoption.
Adoption doesn't have to break a family apart. You can build. It's just a matter of you never divide your love, you just multiply it.
Into more love for friends and family that will grow into more stories to share.
And lots of grandbabies!
In Woodworth, North Dakota, Krista Boehm,
We already talked about that. That's going to be at least a year.
Valley News Live.
Well, congratulations. Rachel and her fiance Sean plan to move right next door to their biological mother Betty and their farm in just the coming weeks.
The mentoring program, Big Brothers Big Sisters, it tries to change children's lives. Nationwide, the Big Brother part has an ongoing challenge, and in Fargo, they need 7 men to volunteer right away.
Maybe they're kind of growing sideways, we can kind of prop them up and help them to grow a little straighter. And so the damage that might be done to their life or to someone else's life, we can help them, help that not to happen, help them not to make those mistakes instead of after the damage is done coming along and trying to sweep it up and clean it up.
Keep this in mind, you must be over 18 to be a big brother or big sister. If you want to sign up, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen, or you can go online. We have a link on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button.